What is up, creatives? I'm Jahrell, your music technologist, here to help you master the tech you need to make music freely. I go live right here on this channel every single Tuesday, giving you tips and tutorial videos, as well as gear reviews and actually beat sessions to help you make music freely. If that sounds like something you're into, definitely hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and go ahead and hit that notification bell so that you get notified every time I drop a video. That being said, let's jump into some content for today. So, you guys might have heard BeatMaker 3 dropped a new update. This is the 3.0.15 update. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and just throw it out there right now. It's not a huge update. Not a whole lot has changed, but there's some things that you guys might want to be in the loop on. And I'm also going to talk about some future changes that might be coming in the very near, hopefully in the near future, when it comes to BeatMaker 3. Kojima Beats, welcome. Joe T, welcome to the stream. Awesome. Yeah. Okay, so let's take a look at it. I got it right. Well, first let me pull up. I took a screenshot. Here we go. So, right here. This is what's new in BeatMaker 3. We've got, this is probably going to be the biggest improvement. We'll talk a little bit about endless encoders in a little bit going forward. Matter of fact, let me do this. Oh, no, that's not going to work. Let's do this. All right, so yeah, improve splitting and merging of patterns with automation data. Yeah, a lot of this stuff boils down to automation and macros. So if you're not somebody that uses the macro tab a whole lot, this might not be a big deal to you. For those of you that don't know, your macro tab in BeatMaker 3, I'll pull it up so you can see it. As that loads. Your macro tab is a list of basically digital knobs where you can program just about any parameter on any plugin, any instrument, any effect, and you can mess with those in real time and record those automations. And it's actually a really powerful section of BeatMaker 3. I honestly underutilize it. There's a lot good there that I'm not digging into, but apparently there have been some issues that they have supposedly fixed in this update. And I mean, to be honest, I haven't experienced these issues because I don't use the macro tab that much. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about endless encoders. Joe T, I see your suggestion down there. So endless encoders on your is basically a support for a MIDI controller. So MIDI controllers like the Akai MPK Mini and there's a lot of other MIDI controllers that do this, but an endless encoder is basically a knob that when you turn it will continue to turn. It doesn't stop. It doesn't have an ending point. You can turn it in either direction and it will continually turn. Now this can present problems depending on the DAW you're using, because some DAWs don't support endless encoders, and when you hit the threshold after turning, nothing happens. It won't keep going forward. It'll hit a threshold and it'll stop. But now with the new update to BeatMaker 3, they have supposedly added support for endless encoders. Now, I wish I could have tested this personally, but I don't own any MIDI controllers that actually have endless encoders. For those of you that have something like an Akai MPK Mini, I know that one's really popular, and I know that has endless encoders, and probably a lot of Akai products have endless encoders. This is going to be great for you. It's probably going to help you with being able to map your parameters a bit better in the macros tab. So, after that, improve splitting and merging of patterns with automation data. I personally haven't had any issues with merging or splitting patterns. I do that quite often. With the automation data having problems, I haven't really had that problem. For those of you that have been having that problem, they probably got a fix here for you. We've got improved automations of AUV3 plugin parameters. Now, I wish they would have elaborated a little bit more on this. And my plan is to reach out to the folks at Intua and find out exactly what they added. But I did some digging of my own in BeatMaker 3, and I couldn't seem to find much that's changed. Now, maybe that's just an oversight on my part, not remembering everything that's in there. But, you know, doesn't seem like that big of a change. Improved macro controls of AUV3 plugin parameters. We talked about that a little bit in the macros tab. Fixed context switching when editing pattern automations. So I guess people were having bugs with, you know, chopping patterns, merging patterns, or going in between editing patterns and having issues with the with going between different menus with automations. Apparently they fixed that, and this is something that's great. You know, as much as people get on companies that are, you know, into iPad or iOS music production and are putting out these apps for us, they get a lot of flack for stuff not being stable. Some of it comes down to the development on their end, but some of it comes down to just the volatility of something so new as iPad music production. And they have a lot to keep up with. Things are changing pretty rapidly in the iOS space. Mac is I mean, obviously there's things changing there too, but it's kind of leveled out a little bit. Also, by the way, before I continue on, if you guys have questions in regards to anything music production related, literally anything, I want you to drop those in the chat, and I'm going to come to them at a Q&A section in just a little bit. So I'm just giving you a little heads up so you can get those comments down there, and I'll answer some live during this. So, right back into it. We've got, oh yeah, fix CC6 and 38 issue for macro controls. To be honest, I couldn't tell you what that was. I haven't had that issue, but apparently they fixed it. Overall stability improvements. Now, I can attest to the overall stability. Generally, over the last 2 updates with BeatMaker 3, things have been a lot better. I haven't had nearly as many crashes. Now, I have had some plugin crashes, and I thought that it was BeatMaker 3 at first. And then I realized that some of this is actually iOS bugs. Now, hear me out. Several times, probably, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 times over the past month or 2, I've had times where I'll go to load an AUV3 plugin for a song, and I get absolutely nothing. Like, there's all of my AUV3s will be gone out of the list, and there's no way to bring one up. And what I usually do is just chalk it up to, oh, I guess BeatMaker 3 is having a bug. I'll restart my iPad, and then everything will show up fine. But this time, what I did, I went ahead and tried opening Cubasis 3 as well to see if the plugins were there. I opened up Cubasis 3, no plugins, like nothing was there. So it's the same thing that was happening in BeatMaker 3. So that tells me that it's got to be an issue somewhere with Apple. I know there's been a lot of updates coming out for iOS. Maybe that has something to do with it. So yeah, it's not a BeatMaker 3 issue. So just to clarify that for those of you that are having that issue. If you're a BeatMaker 3 user, don't assume that's BeatMaker 3. That seems to be iOS. So hopefully that clears that up. Okay, so what we're going to do right now is we're going to go ahead and before we do that, I'll just say this. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to share some news with you guys about what's happening with BeatMaker 3 update. So first off, I'm super glad that, you know, BeatMaker 3, you know, the folks at Intua are putting out, you know, relatively quickly lately some updates, and that's dope. Even if these are small updates, it shows that development is still happening, which is always a good sign. And I know for a fact that they have some big things planned. So some of you guys might have seen my top 5 feature requests for BeatMaker 3 video that I put out. If you haven't seen it, I'll try to remember to link it down in the description. But I shared some things that I would like to see changed, like for example, a refreshed UI, one that's more pleasant, you know, not as flat and gray, exploded view for patterns in the playlist. So being able to see all of your different patterns vertically in the playlist instead of having them stack on top of each other. I mentioned some other things too, like being able to automate on and off for effects. Also being able to, what was another one? I don't know, but go check out that video if you haven't seen it. I saw some action in the comments section. Somebody from Intua saying that this stuff is on their list. The things that I mentioned are on their list, and they're forwarding more of this information to Intua. I did not verify this person's identity, but it seems like it's pretty legit. So hopefully we've got some things in action and in motion. I haven't got any information on when these things will be implemented. So as soon as I know that, hopefully, as soon as I know, I'll let you guys know. So exciting things on the horizon for us BeatMaker 3 users. I've tried using other DAWs. I really have. And I have trouble getting into them for different reasons. Different DAWs do different things well or poorly. And BeatMaker 3 seems to just strike that sweet spot for me across the board. Obviously, there's some things I would like to see changed. So BeatMaker 3 is as close as I've gotten when it comes to a kind of DAW I would like to work in. I'm thinking like BeatMaker 3 for like the beat production part, and then Cubasis 3 really lays out their post-production stuff well. So like tracking in the playlist, as well as mixing and mastering, stuff like that. Cubasis, I think, is doing a really good job, and a lot of that has to do with interface. So if Intua can make their UI a bit more pleasing, I think it'll change some things. Anyway, enough ranting there. Let's go ahead and transition into some Q&A. I'm going to take a look at your comments right now in the comments section and see if we got anything before we move on to the next thing. Just going through the chat. Okay. Just going through. Awesome. Andrew Murphy said, "Hey man, your videos have been a game changer in learning how to use BM3. Thank you so much." You're very welcome, Andrew. I'm glad to hear that that my videos have been helpful for you. That's always what I'm trying to do, is flatten the learning curve. iOS for music production is a great way to flatten that learning curve. Yeah, Mars says AudioKit did a really good job with digitalism. I agree. It's a really solid set of sounds. I've already been using it. Let's see. Yeah, Joe T says BM3 is what gave me hope to try iPad as complete solution as opposed to just a DAW add-on. For sure. Yeah, when I first got into music production, I was coming from FL Studio on my Windows machine, and BeatMaker 3, when I found it, was like, okay, I think I can do this. I think this will work. Dem Beats Productions says, are these updates automatic or do we have to do anything to get them? They are automatic, but it depends on what your update settings are on your iPad. If you have it set to go automatic, they'll go automatic. But you can't always just go in and select the update yourself. As soon as it's available, anybody can update it. So you just go into the App Store, search BeatMaker 3, hit update, and you're good to go. If you want to and that usually is quicker than waiting on it. As soon as you know there's an update, that's what I do. I go into the store and I hit update. Right, yeah. iMaze69 says, Intua sounds like a big company, but it's not, lol. Yeah, I know. I've heard that it's a small development team. I'm not sure how many people are on it. It could be 1, could be 3, something like that. But that's what I'm saying. Like, the fact that they're listening to the community and trying to roll these updates out is dope. And I know that, development can be difficult. I don't know much about that world, but the amount of things that BeatMaker 3 can do to try to maintain that and update that and keep everything functioning well, I'm sure it's a lot for a small team. Yeah, Mars says, even though BeatMaker 3 is not bad for mixing and mastering. I agree, it's not bad. I don't know if you guys saw my song a little jingle that I did for Christmas 2020. I mixed and mastered that whole thing on the iPad in BeatMaker 3. So yeah, it could definitely be done. It just could be done better. And a matter of fact, I don't know if I did that before they added the duplicate track feature, but that was a game changer as well. Let's see. Okay, I'm not seeing a lot of other questions, so if you have some later, go ahead and drop those, and I'll maybe hit those at the end of the stream. Right now, we're going to go ahead and transition into talking about some things that I've been getting some questions on a lot. So I've gotten a lot of questions over time about how I create the sounds that I use within my songs. So specifically, I had somebody asking me, Benjamin Demers, if you guys know him, I see him in the community a lot. If you're here watching this, man, shout out. If you're watching the replay, shout out Benjamin. But he was asking me, how do I create my my bass sounds in things like Moog Model D, Bassalicious, and stuff like that? And my answer was, I don't usually. Usually I'm just using presets, and I just kind of wanted to talk about why. So when it comes to making music, when I'm trying to select sounds, a lot of times it boils down to trying to find a good sound as quickly as possible. So a lot of times I rely on the presets. Now, if something's not exactly the way I want it, sometimes I'll take the time to go ahead and tweak it, you know, before I actually play stuff in. And sometimes I'll just play stuff in and then tweak it afterwards. So when I say tweak it, you can, you know, mess with different parameters in BeatMaker 3 in your instrument of choice. Or you can just, you know, add effects after. And sometimes I'll just add effects. You know, EQ a sound to make it sound how I want, add some effects on it. But something I'm considering doing in the near future is something that I think actually could be beneficial for all of us, is to do a sound design session. So I wouldn't, here's my issue with doing sound design during your music production. Sometimes when we get so nitty gritty focused into making the perfect sound, we lose the inspiration that we started with when we started making music. And you put so much of your energy into making this one sound really well, and you lose you lose the flow. You know, I don't know if you guys have seen Curtis King on YouTube. He drops a lot of gems talking about your flow state as a music producer and being able to be in that flow state. When you're in your flow state as a music producer, you don't really have the time to delve into trying to tweak one sound for like 20 minutes. So that's why I rely on presets. Now, what you can do, as I was just saying, is something like a sound design session, where you go in and you spend your whole session just making some dope sounds in whatever plugins you normally use. And then you save those as presets so that when you come back, you can pull up a custom sound that you made that you like, and you can just get to using it instead of spending your time trying to make that during the process. So that's my pro tip to you guys, and something I'm actually going to be implementing more, is if you're going to delve into sound design, do it separately, you know, for an extended period of time. And then when you're doing your music production, come in to doing that, you know, fresh, just ready to use your presets. And that's actually a tip I got from Andrew Huang. That's not original information. He does full sound design sessions, but he has a full-on like wall-size modular synth. I'm not on that level, but he does sound design sessions, which I think is dope. We can take a look at, you know, I did a video on my favorite go-to plugins. Matter of fact, let me pull up that session. That way I just have them all ready to show you. So let's see, Model D right here. So we got Model D loaded up. There's a lot of different parameters you can mess with. So boot this up so you can see it. I'm not going to go into every single parameter, but there's a few things that are pretty common between most instruments when it comes to modifying your sounds. So this would be like the modifier section, as well as like this section up here. Your attack time, your decay time, and your sustain time. Those are like, you have your fundamentals, which are ADSR. R would be your, gosh, why am I blinking on the R? Remind me, somebody else, if you remember the R. But these are the things that you would, mess with to get your sound to sound the way you want it. That attack time is going to, determine if you're going to have like a harsh start or kind of like a faded in start of your sound. And you can adjust that with a knob. Decay time is going to be like, how long is that going? Release. Thank you. The R stands for release. Thank you for reminding me. I don't know why I was blanking on that. ADSR. So your release would be obviously when the sound is going to release. How long is that going to hold for? When is it going to cut off? Your decay is kind of like controlling your volume and how quickly or how fast that sound tapers off. And your release is literally when the sound's going to stop. And then sustain, that's, kind of works hand in hand with decay. But sustain is giving you that portion of the sound that's going to remain constant the whole time. That's what your sustain is. So that part can be drawn out or you can cut it short. And a lot of times you'll see this in graph form. I don't have any samples pulled up, but that's what these things are down here. Attack, hold. This one has hold as well, but decay, sustain, and release. You can do that for all of your samples. And a great tool to use when getting started with sound design like this is the Flip app by Andrew Huang. Definitely cop that app. I got it when it was on sale for $7.99, but I'm pretty sure it's $9.99 at this point. It's a really, really good sampler. Now, it's really powerful in what it can do, but it's also, in my opinion, a really good introduction into sound design, getting to play with the sounds that you can make within something like Flip is a dope experience. I made a video about it, check it out. But I made a whole song creating sounds with just my mouth. So I made my kick, snare, my bass, my synth, everything, just recording my mouth into the iPad microphone, not even using a studio microphone, and then tweaking them with some sound design stuff in there. Yes, the Flip app is Andrew Huang's app. He didn't, obviously, he's not a coder himself, like he didn't develop it, but he worked with a team of developers, and yes, it is his app, and it's super dope. So I would recommend checking it out. Okay, I saw some questions real quick. I'll hit a couple of those and then dive into some beat making. So we'll strap in and get ready for that. Here we go. So Gusto T asks, what apps do you use to master, assuming FabFilter, and what else? So yes, Gusto T, I do use FabFilter for mastering. Now, I've said it in a previous video and I'll say it again, I'm not a mastering expert. I'm actually relatively new to the art of mastering and I'm learning a lot, but the FabFilter plugins are killer for it. There are some other plugins that I use in my mastering process that are more simple than FabFilter. Like sometimes I'll use Koala Effects for just a basic, something like their compression or sometimes the reverb. Because it's simple. It's just one slider. So I recommend if you're new to the mastering space and you just want to practice a little bit and get used to it, try doing something like Koala, where all you have to worry about in your compressor is moving one fader and going too high, too low. And then you can dive into things like FabFilter. If it's something that you're going to be doing a lot, mastering your own music, definitely just cop the FabFilter Pro bundle. Like, it's the best tools for mastering, and it has everything you should need in there. Okay, Andrew Murphy says, is it possible to work with samples that are stored on an external hard drive in BeatMaker 3 without having to use up all the iPad storage? Unfortunately, not. This is not, however, simply a BeatMaker 3 limitation. This is an iOS limitation. iOS doesn't allow any app, as far as I know, to read and write directly to an external drive in real time. So, for example, when I edit videos in LumaFusion, I have to move my footage onto the iPad storage and edit it that way rather than having it still on the drive, and that's just a limitation of iOS. So nice. Mars says, I was about to buy a laptop and a $200 DAW, but then I watched a Henny's video and I bought BeatMaker 3 for just 14 bucks. Nice. It must have been on sale. But yeah, pretty killer. Let's see. Joe T says, would love to hear what other iPad apps you love. See, I must be reading that wrong. Would love to hear what other iPad apps you use to produce, not so much mix and master, but make sounds and parts. Yeah, I would love. I'll share some of those with you. Matter of fact, as I dive into some music production tonight, I'll show you guys what I'm working with and what I'm doing. Okay, Joe T recommended a podcast. Let's see. Okay. Nice, Dem Beats. Glad you got the Fab Filter bundle. Yeah. Dope. Okay. Yeah, you're welcome. Happy to answer your guys' questions. I hear that Tone Boosters is a great alternative to Fab Filter. I haven't used Tone Boosters, so I'm not sure. I have seen, however, that Bleace releases a lot of really good plugins for mixing and mastering. So, yeah. All right, so let's dive into some music production. I'm gonna set a couple things up. You know what? Scrap that. Let's just do it. Let's dive right in. I don't have any specific inspiration tonight, so Young High Status, welcome. If you're just tuning in, go ahead and rewind the video, man. We definitely covered what's new with the BeatMaker 3 update. The quick version is, not a lot's changed. It's mostly for folks that are using macros a lot. Also, we got support for endless encoders if you have a supported MIDI controller that has endless encoders. So, cool. All right, we're gonna get into some session time. If you guys have any questions about what I'm doing as I'm doing it, feel free to ask. I'm happy to talk about the process. It's always challenging to manage going in between making music, trying to be in the zone, and also interacting. That's a challenge for me that I'm taking on and trying to learn to get better. So bear with me as I figure that out. All right, cool. All right, so let's load up a fresh session. You know what? I started something fairly recently. Let's see. Do I want to see if I want to mess with this tonight? We'll come back to that. Let's see. See if we got anything else to work on. All right, I got an idea. Let's check this out. So I don't know if I've ever shared this track with anybody before. This is something I started a while ago. I think what I'm gonna try to do is turn this into a full-fledged track. We'll see what happens. But I'll play a little bit of this, you guys, and see what you think. It's kind of 80s themed. I messed with some 80s samples, and this is what I came up with, so. Let me know if all the audio is coming in clear or if it's too loud, too soft. turned it up a little bit. Let me know. Hopefully it's good. Oh, I just realized I hadn't fixed this this pattern, but oh, it's this one. Yeah, live stretch. I changed the tempo. Okay, Professor Roland says use a little more volume. All right, I'll hit it up with some more volume. Hopefully everything sounds clear. Give me just a sec. I'll play some more audio and we'll get it in. This was originally 76. That should fix it. Let's see. Let's see. All right, cool. All right. I like it, but I'll come back to it. I think I really do want to hit something new. Thank you, Professor Roland. Appreciate it. Glad you're digging the gems. I'm gonna try to make that into a full track at some point. But let's get into something fresh. Something fresh. Den Beats production, nice swing. Yeah, man, thanks. So actually, that's a good point. I've been in my music production experimenting a lot more. Sorry if I'm talking a little loud. I got headphones on. I'm experimenting a lot more with swinging things a lot more, and it creates a vibe. Swinging things, it 100%. It adds a vibe. If you know how to do it well and tastefully, it does a lot. And so, a couple tips on swinging things. You can do the global swing right here, up here in the top. You can have that on. You can control the ratio. I have been doing that, but I really don't do it much anymore because it doesn't sound authentic enough to me. So what I generally do is if I know I want it to swing, I have that sound in my head and I'll play it in swung, and I'll do it with the quantization turned off. So that way I get a more live feel. And then if it really does need to be quantized, like if it's just off, I'll go in and manually quantize each instrument, and I'll change the percentage of swing depending on how I want it to sound. So not everything swings exactly the same like it would if I had the global swing on. So pro tip there. Let's see, what do I want to do tonight? Feeling like an old school hip hop type beat. I'm gonna try to, let's see. I think I might have to do it. I think I might have to bust out some House Mark 1 again tonight. All right, I should connect my MIDI controller. Yeah, there we go. Well, let me get my sustain pedal. Okay. I'm not getting any sustain. Let's see, hang on. There we go, okay. Gotta figure out what chord I want to go second here. Can we make use a little more volume? Okay. Yeah, thank you guys for bearing with me. I'll turn the volume up quite a bit. The reason why we might be having volume issues, for those of you that would like to know, is I swapped some things out with my setup so that I could get, you know, the crispest possible quality when going to this screen right here, which has the iPad going through it, running some new hardware, which also controls, you know, the amount of volume that comes through. So thank you guys for bearing with my audio issues. Hopefully this is better. All right, let's see. Joe T, this is Housemark 1 by Henny the Business. So, all right, let's see. Try something different. All right, let me try that. All right, let's see what we got. Let's try quantizing this. I don't know if I want it fully quantized. I don't know, I kind of like it. All right, cool. Let's get some drums. Imports, samples. Let's see. Oof. Not want an 808. Ooh, I kind of like that. It's kind of loud. Sorry. think I'll do something like that. Oh, you know what? Hold up. Let me hit that quantize one time. I just realized I probably should have this quantized to the triplet. Let's see if that helps. All right, here we go. I don't know what that was, but we can fix it. Let's see. That should hopefully fix it. Dim beats. I do often use the roll on the left. Decided not to do it this time because I don't know. I kind of like how it sounds. But yeah, for hi-hats, it's super helpful. Super helpful. I kind of wanted to do like the hi-hat and the snare at the same time. Just what I was into right now. If I want to go back and add some expression, I mean, I can do that. But all right, here we go. Alright, I didn't like the end of that. Let me fix it. Yeah. Alright, I like it. Let's see. Hi-hat's a little obnoxious. Alright, I got some samples I think will go dope in this. Count. Let's do a good times pack. I just love that clap. I'm gonna use that. You know, I wonder if I can use this sample. Nah, one of these days I'm gonna use that sample. I've been wanting to use that forever. All right, hold up. Let me hit up the care package. Probably use that. Ooh, I kind of like that. Yes, Andrew Murphy. Count Cole. Yes. I've been really into the Counts packs lately. I've been following that guy on Twitter for a long time. He's killing it. Definitely a fan of his percussion. All right. Wait, let's have this off. Get some more live feel in there. This around, let's get it free. There we go. Andrew, thanks for tuning in, man. Glad you rolled through. I will see you next Tuesday. All right, let's get some other instruments in here. Ooh, I know what I want to use. Here we go. Let's see, where are we? Oh, I'm not getting any sustain. Cheers. Hold up. I'm about to drop a pro tip on you guys right now. Did you know you can do this? Just watch. Watch what I'm about to do right now. Let me bring it close. Alright. I got my house mark 1. Pattern 1. Alright, we got the MIDI data right up here in the top. I'm about to press and hold and boom. Drag it over here to mellow sound. And then I'm about to copy it. And just drag it up the octave. And bada bing, instant chords up the octave on a different instrument. Yeah, dude, Michael, when I found out you could do that, changed the game for me. It's so much easier than having to, like, I don't know what else you would do to get your mate to do it. I guess you would just redo it. Yeah. No, that. Pro tip. All right. There we go. Alright, you know what's next? We need some bass up in here. Ooh, alright, question for the audience. Alright, I'm thinking about doing either Model D, Bassalicious 2, or Bass 808 by Audio Kit for my bass. If y'all got any suggestions which one I should use, let me know in the chat right now, and I'll pick one. I've been kind of messing with all three, but I'd like to know what you guys would want me to use for this, so let me know. While you do that, I'm gonna try to add something else. Alright, I got 1 vote for Model D. Shall we? Shall we hit up Model D? Alright, I'm gonna do it. Model D it is. This mug is always loud though. I warned you, sorry. Sorry for your eardrums right there. Model D is always crazy loud. Yeah, it's still crazy loud, but I'm gonna try to make it work. Java bass. Every time I hear it, I want to use it, but I've used it so many times. I feel so bad for using it, but it's just killer. I don't know. Something about the Java bass, man, on Model D is just killer. That's kind of strange, but I kind of like it. Alright, I know what I'm going to do. Alright, I'm going to do two basses. I'm going to do this one and add another. Here we go. Wow, that was really loud. Okay, that sounded very strange. Let me do that again. Alright, here we go. Yo, Benjamin Demers, if you're watching this, shout out to you, bro, because I got this idea from you, using the bass cabinet from Hayes on my basses. After you mentioned that, I tried it, and I was like, oh, yes, solid. So that's what I'm about to do. Dem beats, save before it crashes. Lol, that's hilarious. But for real though. Yeah, man. Thanks. Good looking out. Alright, let's try this. That was kind of off. Let me undo that. There's a couple notes we gotta fix in there. I don't like that lead up. Let's see. Let's do this. We'll bring this up to here. And then we'll bring this one up here. We'll bring, just bring that all the way up to F. Let's try that. Alright, I need a B section. Let's see, 16 bars right here. Alright, let's load up another bank and let's do Ravenscroft. Just my opinion. Welcome to the stream, my friend. Definitely rewind. Probably about, I want to say, like 3 minutes into the video. Gave all the down low on the update. You know, short version is it's not a whole lot of changes. It mostly relates to people that have MIDI controllers that support endless encoders. Also, some fixes and stuff for the macro tab. But definitely rewind the video. Check that out, and that'll help you there. So. Welcome to the stream, though. Glad you're here. Alright, let me see if I can just get some repeats of this section. Alright. Alright, hold up. Oops. Alright, let's do that again. Man, I feel like the tick tick kind of kills it. Let me try this. Let me just repeat this. Yeah, let's do this. And I'll quantize if I need to, but let's do this. Oh man, wrong thing. Undo that. Here we go. Okay, let's try that again, Charlie. Yeah, no, I can't focus with that either. Alright, let me just delete that. Oh, it's because the metronome was still on. All right, let's do it again. I should be able to get it. Wrong instrument again. All right, here we go. Ah, man, I was killing it before. Come on, man. All right, well, you got this. You got this. You got this. Alright, that should do it. Hopefully that got it. Alright, let's see what we got. We'll drag this over. Okay. All right. Okay, wait, hold up. Alright, let's see. Alright, here's what I think I want to do. Let's do, let's cut pattern. Sorry, my head's probably in the shot. Awkward. Alright, let me kill this pattern. That's weird. Wait, is that like a different pattern? How weird. Alright, hold up. Okay, we should be able to delete pattern 1 now. Oh yeah, another pro tip. Yes, okay, so really quick, you guys, this really helped me out when I learned this. But so you know, sometimes when you're working on a pattern and all of a sudden the pattern goes black and it's just repeating whichever pattern you were last on. Matter of fact, let me see if I can recreate it. So I'm in the pattern tab, I'm in a new pattern, and then I go back to the song and boom, and see how it's grayed out? See what I'm saying? And then it's just going to keep repeating the last pattern I was on, which is not even actually what's playing. It's just going to keep repeating that, like that's not what's there, right? And it's just repeating that pattern. Quick tip to get rid of that. I don't know why that happens, but a quick tip to get rid of that is just double tap this progress. So sorry, let me show you. You can double tap this progress thing right here, boom, boom, and that clears it, goes back to what it was. So if you guys ever run into that issue where it's blacked out, double tap that, it'll be golden. Again, I don't know why that happens, but at least you can get out of it. All right. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to swap these. We're going to start the, we're going to start the track with the piano intro. So the sustain is off for that. Oh, I know what's happening there. There we go. Alright, I think I want to try a little more Model D on the chorus. Model D, here we go. Ooh, or should I try digitalism? I'm going to try digitalism. Let's do that. Need a good like popcorny lead type sound. If any of you guys know of a good sound, like a lead sound, that's kind of like short in digitalism, let me know down in the chat, but I'm gonna try to find one. Yeah, no thanks. I guess that one's not bad. I don't know. Let's see. Interesting. Ooh, I kind of like that one. Yeah, it doesn't really fit. Let's see. Sounds a little cheesy if you ask me. Yeah, I'm not really feeling that. Alright. Alright, let me start with some... Let me break up the drums. That's what we'll do next. Alright. Pattern. Alright. Prod 7 Memory said they need to make it so using Atom Piano Roll, it works with BeatMaker 3 and records to playlist. Yeah, I haven't actually messed with Atom Piano Roll. It's just, I guess, is that like a separate? It's probably an AUV3, I'm assuming. Yeah, I haven't messed with Atom. Hopefully that's pretty cool. I mean, I have to check that out. But so you're saying it doesn't record into the playlist, which is probably less than ideal. But yeah, I don't know. I have to check Atom out. All right. Alright, so let's do this. I forgot to take the snare out of the kick pattern. that's probably, yeah, of course it's loading into the kick. Alright, let's do... Alright, so those of you that are still watching, I am definitely, as you can tell, getting into arranging right now. This is definitely, out of all of the parts of music production, it is sometimes the most, the least inspired, but also sometimes the most fun. It's just a lot of really quiet fun. So, sorry it's not super entertaining, but getting into arrangement is where you see the music start to come to life, and that's an inspiration in its own, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. It's like I'm feeling inspired to keep it moving. Sometimes I'll get in the rut of creating a loop, and I'll just be like, okay, I made a loop and I'm done. I'll come back to it another time. And when you sometimes manually push yourself to go into the arrangement portion, you know, you can generate your own inspiration that way, just by making yourself move forward. That's where I'm at. And that's, you know, all of that's what's happening silently while you're watching. That's what's going on in my head. It's like, okay, what can I do for this section? How can I change this? And so right now I'm thinking about going straight from this piano intro, which is actually going to be like a post-chorus, I think, later on. I'm going straight into the verse here, and then I'm going to try to build that a second time. Those of you guys that just watched my last video that I just put out know exactly what I'm talking about with the arrangement. I'm thinking about that right now as I'm doing it. So we're doing post-chorus first. Oh, sorry, I should probably show you what I'm doing. We're doing post-chorus to start for the intro, and then we're doing the first part pattern of the verse, and then we're going to do the second pattern of the verse as well, and then we're going to go into probably straight into the hook, or it might make this track a little bit longer and put a pre and post chorus. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe the pre-chorus I'll make it short, and the post-chorus will be the same length as the intro. So that's what I'm thinking. Let's see if I can execute. All right. So let's see, let's do pattern, the kick pattern in here. Let's bring in a couple more things. feel like that's too much. Let's do the other hat. Maybe I don't want the hats. I'll just do kick clap. Oops. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna put pattern 7 in here. Here we go. Oops. All right. I think we got something good going so far. I think I'm liking where it's going. I think we're gonna call it for tonight. So far we got an intro and a verse, I think. Gonna do some tweaking, probably with koala effects, but I'm liking what I'm hearing so far. Hopefully you liked it too. Definitely not done. Gonna come back to this for sure. But I am a father and a husband, and so I'm gonna go be with my wife and daughter. So, y'all, thank you. Thank you for rolling through tonight. I'm definitely glad y'all tuned in. Hopefully you caught some gems, either in what I had to say during the spoken portion or just from, watching the process. Hopefully that was helpful. Again, feel free to DM me your questions. You guys should follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Jahrell Amani, and I will answer. I generally try to answer all the DMs I get. If not, I'll probably make a video about a question if I get a really good one, because if I get it a lot, I assume a lot of people want to hear it. That being said, really quick, those of you that are still tuned in right now, question of the day. I mentioned this earlier in the video, but I'm considering doing a music review on this channel. First starting it out for YouTube and eventually rolling it out to moving it over to Patreon exclusively. But I want to start it on YouTube, doing a music review here on the channel. You guys getting to send in your music. There's going to be some qualifications on what's going to get played and whatnot. But if you guys are interested in something like that, let me know down in the comments. That's our question of the day for today. So until next time, creatives, go make something dope, and I'll see you in the next video.